Oh my goodness, the Jim and Terry Show. We are winding down, having, I think, talked ourselves out. But maybe not. Maybe there's more. Enough for one episode, one podcast in the can. Here we go.
Hi, I'm back again.
That's Jim snorting his coffee now. He's resorted
snorting
to
his coffee.
All right, we're going to talk about, this is our potpourri exercise. I'm your host, Terry. This is my good friend, Jim. And maybe two retired guys with a coffee is not enough to catch your ears. How about two guys, one liberal, one conservative? Does that catch your ears? Oh. How about resolving differences and agreeing that justice is not a partisan issue? How about two guys who maybe just love to talk?
I come all the way there just for the breakfast. That's all I come for.
It's Terry's Bar and Grill, Stopin for all you can eat breakfast. All right, we're going to pick up some loose ends, and I wanted to talk about the blue wave, let's say the ones that we saw last week. The Blue Tuesday for Trump, in which he lost three states and a whole bunch of representatives, and all going blue. And Trump said, well, everybody said they were blue states. Some of them weren't blue states when this stuff happened.
One was at least purple.
So that has to be halfway adjudicated. Anyway, the point is that there is a change afoot, and Trump is on the ballot even though he wasn't named on the ballot in those early elections. So the 2026 elections are coming up. They will be again. It's a test of Trump. He won't be on the ballot in 2026 either, but he will be because of his policies. The longest two shutdowns of governments in the American history are both under Trump 1.0 and Trump 2.0. And he controls the House, the Senate, and the presidency, and he's still shutting it down.
He wouldn't talk to them.
No.
And then blame them. He would not talk to them. And the Democrats in this particular case say, we'll talk to you anywhere at any time. Talk to us. He wouldn't. He just went away. He went away for all that time.
You saw when Schumer and Jeffries did show up. That's the leader of the Senate and the Democratic leader of the Senate, Democratic leader of the House, did show up in the White House at the very beginning, before the shutdown. And Trump posted a meme on his Truth Social with a Mexican sombrero. Jeffries and a mustache, a Mexican-style mustache. And that's the way he treated them. He had no respect. He didn't intend to negotiate at all.
No, he loves being this kind of man that I guess he thinks is the man's man. And of course, I lose respect in people, who think of a man like that as a man's man.
Do you think he still thinks he's hosting The Apprentice?
I think he's literally insane.
So the White House is the Apprentice studio in his mind?
Everything is his.
Everything is his.
That's why he has such a hard time giving to the charities and stuff like that, because it's his money, and everything that happens, it's the money come to him. He says for this great temple to him, the ballroom, you may know it as, it's a temple to Trump. He says that it's being paid for completely by private funds. I don't believe that.
No.
I believe those private companies are giving hundreds of millions of dollars to Trump. And then he'll foot the American public.
Taxpayer.
Because he's just not that way.
Right.
He keeps saying remember, it's his organization that had all their charities taken from them. Yes. And they're never allowed to have a charity again because they gathered money and they spent it on themselves.
That's in New York State where he was found.
Yeah, and they also had a university which ended up having to close because it was just the money just went to him. So on and on and on it goes. I mean, the guy is as crooked as you can possibly be. He is a mob boss, and he's clinging to power now. Actually, I doubt if he thinks he's clinging. I think he thinks of himself as the most powerful, influential person in the world. And I think because of that, pride comes before the fall. I think eventually, all of a sudden, something's going to snap like the Fitzgerald. The boat,
Fitzgerald,
as you said, it sunk because its back broke. Right. I'm wondering if some of the pressures, maybe the Epstein files coming on strong, might have a physical reaction to Trump. He's looking a little torn to me.
Little sieged, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, we had talked a number of times about ethics and politics, and one of the things that bothers both of us is the amount of business money going to political candidates. And our belief is that one of the ways to help drain the swamp, if you're in Washington, or keep it clean in Canada, is to remove the idea that businesses can donate to political parties. Get rid of it altogether. No fundraising, no money comes into
and
any candidate
I would go
or any
further,
party.
and now this is my conservatism coming out. I'd go further. I've never liked that, and I wish it would stop completely. Personal donations and a limit so
Yes.
that you can't switch money around.
Yeah.
I'd also say labor organizations cannot endorse.
No, that's the same as a business.
Yeah, so I'd say I would eliminate that along with any donations. And maybe even, I'll even give you this, labor may have raised up because of that very reason. You know, we haven't got the money, but we got the people type thing.
Yep.
So both of those I would love to see go, and a limit on what you can give.
Yep.
I don't care if it gets back down to really almost next to nothing. Then guess what? Be swift.
make do.
Use the media. Media's all free now.
Yeah.
Make do. Have a reason for people to be attracted to hear you talk, and do it from there. And then lead the government. Mm-hmm. But this special interest, that's all it is.
Yeah.
Coke doesn't give money, or I shouldn't say that. Any sponsor does not give money for no reason. They don't just do that because I'm nice. They do it to pad their pockets. So they want something. And when they give money to both parties, then they're hoping both parties will give them what they're hedging their bets. They want both parties to give their money. And you can bet your life, just like we saw with Elon Musk, when Trump all of a sudden turned his back on Elon and didn't endorse the electric car and basically said, drill, baby, drill. What did Musk do? Trump's in the Epstein files. Trump's a liar, all this stuff. What did he do? Because as long as Trump was willing to give him concessions that made him more billions, he was willing to actually give up goodness or whatever, or truths in order. And that's the problem with this. People are willing to take away from their virtues and everything in order to make money if you're having to cater to shareholders.
Get rid of the money in politics.
Yeah.
I think it's the only way. And
I'll go another step further, get rid of it in religion too. So there you go.
Yeah, well, there you go. And I think that's reasonable.
Yeah.
That's a way to keep it clean and ethically sound, is by following not the money. If you can follow the money, there's a problem. If we can always find out who's doing what by following a paper trail of money, that's not a good thing. So keep it clean. Let's get rid of the money influencing politics, and let's just have people stand up for ideas that help, that build, that create, that generate, rather than I am beholden to you because you gave me $1 billion. Remember, Trump said to the oil companies before he won the election in November, give me $1 billion and you can drill.
Yeah, he did.
And you can drill on.
He said it as bold as he said to Russia, release the emails.
Yes.
Just indicating that Russia was a part of his
We got to take
program.
Trump at what he says at face value, because he has no filter. He will say it, and everybody says, oh, he's just making fun of it. It's just Trump as being Trump. No, he's telling you his unfiltered ideas. And when he says Canada 51, he means Canada 51. And that takes us maybe to another one, which is Canada has just opened its first embassy in Greenland.
Yeah, I like that. And Greenland's going to do, did they call it an embassy? Didn't they call it something else? They didn't call it an embassy.
Okay, you got me.
All right, we'll have to look that up.
Okay.
But then Greenland said it wants to open one up in Canada. So that's a good thing.
Even though Greenland is part of Denmark, as I understand it.
Believe me, I think Greenland and Canada will have Denmark a part of all of this. They'll be there. Canada's not doing it for any reason. Number one, we don't need their natural resources. We have them. So it would be better, we may agree with them to help process their natural resources and become a partnership, which would be lovely.
Do you think Greenland is willing to do this with Canada because they're under threat from the United States?
Yes.
And so having a Canadian embassy in Greenland is saying, we're there for you?
Yeah.
part of Arctic sovereignty in the Carney budget?
I think there's a lot of subtleties going on around the world right now, Terry.
Subtleties,
there's a lot
I
of,
like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of subtleties.
Keep your ears to the tracks and listen to the rumblings.
Yeah, and they know they're dealing with someone who's unhinged.
Yes.
So they're all going back doors, back rooms, back conversations, and little things, because the big elephant down there thinks it's big and fat.
The orange elephant.
It can crush the
orange
little
elephant
worms.
in the room. The Jim and Terry Show, exposing it all for you. Two guys with a coffee. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye for now.